it was really all about you sharing what you're learning. That's why you loved it.
How amazing it is that we get to inspire people through stories.
Yeah.
Our own personal stories.
Your entire reality is shaped by the stories that you are living out, that you are looking forward to, and that you have experienced in the past.
Yes, you can ponder about it, you can read about it, but your life will only change if you make a decision.
Choosing to work for the relationship, knowing what your priorities are, you have a vision for where the relationship is going. But before we get into that, if you're watching on Spotify, go ahead and follow the show and drop a rating. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you're on Facebook, make sure to follow my page, Joyce Spring, for updates and extra content. All right, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to another episode of Adulting with Joyce Spring. I feel like the person that I'm sitting next to right now is a superstar. And I'm just so honored that he still decided to come and guest on my podcast. Because the first time that he guested on my podcast, he was like super new. He's like, I'm an engineering student nga ba yun? Student. He was like part of this group of people that I randomly picked from my listeners to guest on the podcast. And then now he's built an empire of some sort. I can't believe it. Alec, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for... I don't know how you do it, but you have this very special talent that you make people feel special. And I feel so much special. Even nung first time na nag-guest ako sa show, I was technically a nobody. Nag-comment lang ako sa post nyo, di ba? Sa post nyo sa Instagram.
Yes.
And I was lucky enough to be guested. And now na ang laki na rin ng ang dami na rin nangyayari sa buhay ko. And honestly, I really owe all of my success, especially in the podcast scene, to you. You inspired me a lot. So,
ano ba yun?
Totoo.
Parang joke.
Totoo talaga.
Lahat ng tao sinasabihan mo ng ganyan, no?
Ay, hindi. Lahat ng tao sinasabihan ko na hindi. Si Joyce Spring talaga yung nag-push sa akin mag-podcast. And again, like right now, I'm also on my 336th episode.
Wild.
So, I know.
Talaga?
Yes.
That's so crazy.
And it's because I heard of na pakinggan ko yung podcast mo. So thank you.
Praise
Thank you.
God. No, that's all you, bro. That's all you. I remember one of the first milestones of your podcast that I celebrated with you was the fact na meron ka ng neon lights ng Small Talk podcast. And I was like, grabe, umaasenso na talaga si Alec. Umaayos na yung camera niya, una sa lahat. Umaayos yung mic niya. Tapos ngayon may neon lights na siya. And now you have your own studio. Yeah. You have several businesses. You've made an entire career out of Small Talk, out of your brand. And you're engaged, bud.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So many things in a span of 6 years.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it. I mean, let's start with your podcast. Uh-huh. How did it get to 300 plus episodes? And what have you learned along the way?
I love that question so much. Kasi parang minsan nga sinishare ko na every time we shoot a podcast episode, I would tell the guest and the people working. Na, dati kasi ako lang mag-isa eh. Ngayon, like, it really takes a village na ang daming tao, camera operators.
Kasi pag superstar ka na.
Oo nga. Pupunta na lang ako with my coffee and then, ready na ba? Upo na tayo.
Upo na ako.
Oo, at one point, meron pang stylist. Stylist?
What?
Sabi ko, matay ko kuha stylist for a podcast. But, again, sobrang grateful ako na sobrang dami ng podcast na nagawa. But I always tell them na ano ko lang to, this was just a passion project to me. And I think out of all the stories that I have in my life, starting to create content online was the thing that unlocked everything for me. Mm-hmm. And I also did I had 2 talks this week, and then the recurring theme was na embarrassment is parang the entry to success. Parang you gotta be willing to look like a fool, to look like cringe, for you to achieve something that you want to achieve. So for me, parang nag-ground ako lagi na no, actually itong podcast na to na 300 plus episode, nangyari to dahil hinayaan ko yung sarili ko na maging cringe in some sense. So, yeah.
And I think it's also beautiful because you allowed yourself to be pushed out of your comfort zone in the sense na hindi mo naman forte yun eh.
Yeah.
It was just something that you enjoyed doing and then parang mayroon kang intuitive decision making na parang I like this. Parang this is working. I feel like I'm getting good at this. There's something here and you're not really sure what that was, but you followed that intuition. Maybe you can call it even a calling from God, right?
Yes.
And I remember one of our first conversations na it was really all about you sharing what you're learning. That's why you loved it.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at anybody who's ever been happily successful in their lives, it's because they wanted to add value to the lives of people rather than I want to be famous, I want to have notoriety, I want to have success. That's kind of in the background. It kind of finds them.
Yeah.
But then when you lead with how do I add value to the lives of the people around me, then nagkakaroon sila ng magandang path towards success.
And to add on the intuition part, like yes, I could say that it's intuition, but I really love the term calling from God. Kasi I've tried a lot of things habang ginagawa ko yung podcast ko. So I tried different businesses, like I tried sobrang entrepreneurial phase ako na lahat, kung ano mga pinagbebenta ko. Pero isa sa na-realize ko was yung podcasting na ginagawa ko. Ito yung bagay na napakadali for me na hindi ko kailangan ng training, hindi ko kailangan and nalulungkot ako or parang I feel this sense of parang lack. I feel the lack if I don't do it. So much more than I enjoy doing it, which I do, it's really something that I feel like I'm called for. And parang ganun ko siya nakikita na yes, I can try a lot of different things, but podcast is something na parang tinawag talaga ako ni Lord na hindi. Ito yung parang madali para sa'yo. And at the same time, yung mga taong natutulungan ko, yun din yung pinakamalaking impact in a sense. Kasi right now, or at least at this point in my life, yung sa content creation, yung mga kunyari sa Instagram or sa TikTok, somehow it became parang a job na as an influencer, mag-promote ka ng brand, ganon. But the podcast is, for me, it's something so pure that the purpose is just to share stories. Parang kanina I was listening habang nag-record ka rin dito ng another episode from another guest. Parang sabi ko, how amazing it is that we get to inspire people through stories.
Yeah.
Our own personal stories, our own unique perspective to things. So, for me, that's how I look at the podcast na parang God wants me to like talk and have that platform to really inspire and educate a lot of people. So, yeah.
And you know what's a beautiful thing about stories? It's how people exist. We exist because of the stories that people have said about our history, about the family that we come from. We're constantly telling ourselves stories. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Parang your entire reality is shaped by the stories that you are living out, that you are looking forward to, and that you have experienced in the past. So telling stories is a powerful thing, but people don't really realize that because we're constantly doing it, right?
Yeah.
And that's what the podcast really does. Then you started your own studio.
Yes.
Co-create.
Yeah.
What made you decide na mag-open ng studio mo? And what were some of the challenges that you were initially faced with? Ganda ng say. Alam ko na kaagad na madaming challenges.
Ang timing ng question mo, because I'm very new to this business stuff. Iba rin yung pagiging entrepreneur where you just look out for yourself, and iba rin yung magiging business owner ka na you got payroll, you pay taxes. Oh my gosh, like ang dami BIR, SEC, ang dami mong iniisip pag business owner ka na. So I'm in my first year in doing this.
Gaano kasakit yung ulo mo, Ale?
Oh my.
Magsabi ka na ng totoo.
Grabe. Parang I think di ko alam kung medyo bine-brainwash ko na lang din yung sarili ko na hindi normal to, ganto ka-stressful ang business, ganyan. And lalo na pag first 2 years, ganon. Kasi it's really challenging. It really is na yung, kumbaga, ngayon na meron na akong co-create, I'm very, very happy to see that yung ginagawa ko is something na pwede kong maturo sa ibang tao. Basically, yung paggawa ng podcast, like I teach it to people and then they do it for our clients, ganyan. And the biggest reason kung bakit ko siya ginawa, kasi before, well, we also did like a webinar before, if you remember. I really love teaching. So, ang gusto ko talaga yung nagtuturo, doing workshops. But then one person came to me and sabi niya lang na parang, wag mo na akong turuan, ikaw na lang gumawa for me. And at that time, side kwento, isa sa mga parang checklist that I had to parang prepare myself for para sa engagement and sa wedding ko kay Yani was to have a house. Like, of course, gusto ng parents ni Yani na secure yung anak nila. So, parang sabi na, okay, kailangan may bahay ka, gano'n. So, for me, sabi ko, okay, kaya ko naman yun magawa, pero siguro mga 5 years from now. So, I had to think outside of the box. Like, if that's the goal, if I need to have a house by the end of the year, what can I do? So, and then that opportunity came na parang, wag mo na ako i-coach. Like,
just
ikaw
give
na
me
lang.
the fish. Don't teach
Ikaw
me how
na
to
lang.
fish.
Ikaw na lang gumawa nito.
Yeah.
So, nung ginawa ko yun, sabi ko, okay, I can actually scale this and duplicate this. Tapos, got my first hire, registered the business, and now, the team is 27 people.
Wow.
In just less than a year. Mostly Gen Zs. Like, Gen Zs are super cool. Tapos, yun, masaya. Ang pinaka malaking challenge niya for me is really dealing with people. Like, the people management stuff.
Yeah.
Kasi, much more than the training, the competence part. Kasi pag competence, kaya mong ibabad yan sa training, tapos bigyan ng
Matuturo
feedback.
kasi yun
Matuturo yun. Pero yung character ng tao, knowing na iba't iba yung pinanggalingan nila,
Yes.
iba-iba yung come from nila, iba-iba yung background nila, iba-iba yung traumas nila sa buhay, that's the biggest challenge for me. Like, how do I create a space where people can connect to each other and we build a culture that is for the goal that we want to achieve? So, it's that constant every week. Like, what's the thing that we need to, parang ano yung mga fires na kailangan natin patayin and ano yung mga plants na kailangan natin itanim. So, it's that constant struggle na we're facing with the business. I appreciate the question because no one asked me about this stuff. So, ngayon, happy ako na
Ganun talaga
pakwento.
pag may podcast ka, walang pa kayo mga tao sa'yo. Gusto lang nila malaman yung guest mo. Hay nako, ako nga, tanungin nyo nga ako ng question, guys. Wala ba kayo itatanong sa akin? Come on.
Mag-guest ka sa podcast ko, please. Ikaw naman ang kakamustahin ko ron.
Hindi, actually, I recently guested so I really adore this person and he guested me on his podcast. Well-respected guy. And I just realized, okay din pala yung nag-i-interview ka kasi nakaka-stress. Pag sobrang talino nung kausap mo, parang okay na pala ako yung magtatanong, no? Kasi at least ikaw yung nasa hot seat, hindi mo ako tinatanong ng profound questions, diba? No, but I love that. I love hearing stories of people who are just finding out how to become entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because I think the character building there is really profound, to say the least. And to what you were saying, that's one of the things that we talk about constantly in our company, in our team, my husband and I. When he's hiring people, lagi niyang iniisip, ano yung values at ugali ng taong to? And he's always discipling their hearts. May sinabing maganda si Juancho one time. Sabi niya, I will disciple their hearts so that the convictions will follow. Kasi hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, uy, wag kayo magnakaw, wag kayo ganito, wag kayo ganyan. Kasi kailangan magagaling sa kanila yun eh. So you disciple people's hearts so that they will develop their own convictions.
Yeah.
And decide to do the right thing. So to what you were saying, all the other things you can teach people. You can teach them how to time manage. You can teach them business systems. But yung character development, it really has to be between them and the Lord. Like you can only
Yes.
shepherd people, you can only give them so much direction, but they have to be the one to develop those convictions. And if they don't, and if they're not willing to develop those convictions and apply them in their own lives,
Yeah.
it's gonna be really difficult for you to run the business. Kaya kami palagi ang principle namin in our team is we hire people whose values align with our values, who, okay yung character kahit hindi ganun ka-experienced. Kasi ibibigay natin yung experience sa'yo, ipapatrain ka namin, will help you. But as long as you have a good center,
Yeah.
I think it's easier to do that.
And gusto ko lang dagdagan kasi parang there's so many values in this world and wala naman sigurong tama or siguro merong mga pag may ginagawa ka illegal, immoral or life-threatening na values siguro yon. But yun nga kahit na iba't ibang value ng tao, I do find that if you allow God to be the center of the business, it parang mas madaling mag-work together yung team. Kasi parang sa business araw-araw hindi nauubos yung tanong, hindi nauubos yung challenges. But the fact na hindi nauubos yung challenges, it also gives us, ito yung biggest learning ko rin to as a business owner, it gives me an opportunity to come closer with God. Parang I do believe na especially mga business owners, sila yung mga talagang natetest din yung faith nila dahil like out of nothing create something and these people
and keep it alive
for as long as you can. So yeah, and na-mention ko siya kasi I've been parang seeing some business owners na nag-iba talaga yung frame of mind ko pagdating sa business, sa mga business owners specifically, na dati kasi pag naisip kong business owner parang mga mata pobre, yung mga untouchables, ganyan. But some of the business owners na nami-meet ko ngayon, sila yung mas, pag tinatanong ko, like, anong secret? Paano mo nagagawa? Sabi niya lang na, faith. Tapos parang ako, faith. Tapos tatanungin ko isa, faith. Faith talaga ang sagot sa gantong lifestyle ng business.
And why do you think so? I mean, okay, I feel like over the past 2 years, you've grown in your faith.
Yeah.
You've talked about God more and more in your own channels. Why do you think, what happened there? And why do you think successful businessmen often talk about having that faith as the number one reason for their business is thriving?
Kasi I think that if you want to win in business, it needs to be bigger than you, bigger than your ego, bigger than your wants, your own desires. Along the way, sige, pwedeng ma-fulfill yan. You get a little bit of money, get a lot of money, get the lifestyle that you want. But at the end of the day, if you truly want to grow the business, you gotta step outside yung alam mo.
Yeah.
And for you to go into that uncertain phase, kailangan mo na ng tulong ni Lord. And for me, it's always that. Parang, again, sabi ko nga, the goal of the CEO or the business owner is to like solve problems. And for me, araw-araw, there's new challenges, new problems na hindi ko kayang ma-solve. Maybe not just in business, but also in life. And I found that it's faster, it's quicker for me to solve these problems if I ask for help and ask for support. So it's kind of like a life hack na natutunan ko lately. Na, again, for some weird reason, guys, kung hindi nyo alam, si Joyce yung friend ko na para siyang sage na minsan lang kami mag-uusap. Pero every time na mag-uusap kami, she would drop some bars. Pag tapos na kami mag-meeting, bago umalis, she would just drop a one-liner na mapapaisip ako habang nagda-drive pa uwi. Ganun siyang klaseng kaibigan. But it's always grounded on faith. Like the advices that you give, it's always grounded on faith. And honestly, dun ko rin talaga dun din ako na nagkaroon ng habit of like, baka nga lahat ng problema ko, kailangan kong iangat sa kanya. Kasi mas madali. Like, parang ngayon pag niisip ko na maging practical, okay, sige, edi bigay mo kay Lord para mas madali.
Yeah. Alam mo, sobrang, I just want to say, well, thank you for that. I feel like that's a very kind thing for you to say. But it's not really me. It's really it's really that realization that I've had ever since coming to Christ na everything is really hinged upon Him eh. That's really the truth. I remember reading something that said something in the lines of every human being has the same questions in their hearts, which is where do I come from? Why am I here? How do I differentiate between good and evil? What happens to me after I die? And that put everything into perspective for me. Like, if those were this person is right. Those are the questions that I'm constantly asking myself. And I'm sure those are the questions that everybody else is constantly asking themselves. If that were so, which I'm guessing it is, everything else depends on that. Right? So the way that you run your business, the way that you take care of your family, the way that you handle relationships, the way that you move your body, even the kinds of things that you watch, the kind of music that you listen to, all hinges upon that. The most important question a person could ever ask themselves is there a God? And if so, what must I do to foster that relationship with Him? Because if there is a God, that's the most important thing ever that you can ever pay attention to and hinge your life upon. And so to add to what you were saying, I think it takes a lot of humility.
Yeah.
You know, the reason why a lot of successful businessmen, scientists, and just generally admirable people, they have really strong faith in God is because that also takes a lot of humility.
Yeah.
The humility to know, to accept, to understand, and to live your life out knowing that you are not the center of the universe.
Yeah.
The moment that you realize that, the moment that you live your life with that in your mind, everything becomes better. Everything is put into perspective. I'm not the center of the universe.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. That is scary, but that gives me so much peace.
Yeah.
That means that I can make decisions according to a higher moral standard, a bigger, better plan for my life than I had in my head. And I could also rest in that, you know, to what you were saying. I wanted to go back to something that you said kanina about wanting to build a house for Yani before you proposed. I just wanted to say as an aside, girls, tingnan nyo, pag gusto niya talaga kayo, kahit pagbili ng bahay, gagawin niya. So, kung hindi ka niya nire-replyan, okay, it takes him 2 days to update you at kailangan mo pang mag-beg para lang mag-spend siya ng time with you, he's not that into you. I'm sorry, but a guy just literally said, you know what, my girlfriend's parents said they wanted a house for her before we got married. So I was like, what can I do to buy a house? So I can propose to this girl and give her said house.
Focus tayo sa goal. Kung yun yung kailangan gawin, hindi yun yung gagawin.
Diba? Tapos you have girls out here saying like, hindi, busy lang kasi siya, entrepreneur kasi siya kaya hindi siya makapag-update, be. Hindi. Ayaw ka lang niya. Okay? I say this with so much love and care because it's true.
Yeah.
When you have your priorities in check, tama ba, Alec? Diba?
As in, parang honestly, pag yung araw-araw na, I think for the past 3 years, nung simula nung naging kami ni Yani, and specifically nung talagang nagkaroon na ako ng I've set my mind na, okay, I'm gonna propose to her. Every day, hindi ko kailangan ng alarm clock para bumangon. Like, klaro talaga sa akin kung bakit ko gagawin yung mga bagay na ginagawa ko. Kagabi, umuwi ako ng mga 9 p.m. and physically naramdaman ko yung pagod. Na parang, shucks, parang I think I'm working a little bit too much. And then, sabi ko, okay, sige, magpahinga ako. But at the same time, naisip ko na ang sarap bumangon para sa mga mahal mo, sa mahal mo sa buhay. So for me, wala eh. Parang, minsan nga si Yani, tinatanong niya sa akin na, eto na, like, 3 taon na tayo mag-fade na yan. Lagi niya ako, first year kami ni Yani, sinasabi niya sa akin na, okay lang, ayoko masanay sa ganito, na ang sweet mo, ganyan, di mo ako inaaway, pero, ano lang to, 1 taon lang to. Lagi niya nilalagyan ng
Yan,
deadline.
pessimist kasi yun eh.
Second year, like, okay, 2 years na tapos na yung honeymoon stage. Expect ko na magiging cold ka na. 3 years, okay, nag-propose ka lang naman kasi ganun-ganun siya. Like, lagi niyang parang binababa yung expectations niya. And I think ginagawa niya yon to, kasi, syempre, may mga siguro past na ayaw din masaktan. But for me, ewan ko, klaro ako eh. Parang, like ko sinasabi sa kanya na I grew up with my mother and my father, hindi sila, broken family kami. But, yung lolo at lola ko, they were married for 60 years.
60?
60.
Wow.
Right before grandpa passed away, nag-celebrate kami ng 60 years ng wedding nila.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So, parang for me, like, hindi siya 1 in a million kind of thing. Like, these kinds of love exist. Except, malakas, kapag syempre, pag mga bad stories about men and all, and relationships in general, yun yung mga mas nakukuha ng utak ng mga tao. And they think na mahirap makahanap. But honestly, there are a lot of good men out there. I would like to, claim all the credit na yes, I'm that good man. But, honestly, marami akong kilala na mga talagang maayos. And especially ngayon, I do think as well na ngayon, mas mababait na yung mga lalaki compared siguro before kasi wala pang social media.
Hindi pa sila makakancel.
Makakancel na pag
meron na kami Instagram live. Matakot kayo. Even Facebook live kita.
Diba?
Sige, ganun.
Yung mga POV ng mga tao, parang you don't want to get
oh yeah, you don't want to be somebody's story time, guys.
So yeah,
I love that. And I think it's, you know what? I think at the end of the day, a relationship is still a lot of work. Yes. It's really that. It's choosing to work for the relationship, knowing what your priorities are. And I love it kasi kailangan talaga na meron kang ganun. You have a vision for where the relationship is going. I remember nung nagde-date kami ni Juancho, yung pastor ko at that time. Sabi sa akin, Joyce, premarital counseling na kayo. Kami agad-agad eh. 3 months pa lang kami nagde-date noon. Tapos, nung kinausap ako ng pastor namin, sabi ko, bakit naman kami premarital counseling? We've barely started dating. Okay, this is crazy. Sabi niya, your boyfriend, girlfriend, diba? You're dating now. It's either you will end up together, you'll get married, so premarital counseling, or you'll break up. And with premarital counseling, it's really a place for you to figure out, at least in our church, like, ano ba yung stance nyo on how many kids you want, what's your money, what's your financials looking at right now? Like, may utang ka ba? Anong gusto tumira? Like, what do you want to do in the future, etc., etc. And so you get to ask all the difficult questions and see if this is the kind of person that you want to get married to.
Yeah.
But I just looked at that and saw na ganun pala dapat at the very beginning pa lang of the relationship, which is what I told naman Juancho, you have to know talaga what you want to do. Like, what do you have in mind for this relationship?
Yeah.
And actually work towards that, no matter how difficult it can be, right? Because we all know it's difficult.
Hi, I'm Mateo.
Hello, I'm Sarah.
As husband and wife, we share many dreams together for our family, for our home, and for a better world.
One dream very close to our hearts is a world where every child lives with hope, joy, and justice. But for millions of children, especially those living in poverty, that dream seems impossible.
For more than 65 years, World Vision has walked alongside Filipino communities with sponsors, donors, partners, and compassionate people like you to empower families and build brighter futures.
Together, we help children have what they deserve: nourishing food, clean water, healthcare, and quality education. As World Vision ambassadors, we've seen how child sponsorship transforms lives, not only for the child, but also for the sponsor.
That's right. You don't need much to make a big difference. Piece by piece, with a caring heart, you can help build a child's future.
Every child deserves hope. Every child deserves joy. Every child deserves justice.
Together, we can build that home.
Sponsor a child today through World Vision.
Piece by piece,
let's build a home filled with hope
joy,
and justice
for every child.
I want to ask you, when did you know that you wanted to propose to Yani? May moment ba? Mais ka ng sagot, Alec. Panoorin to ni Yani.
Ito yung nasa clipper, no?
Ito yon.
Wala. Joke lang. Kinlipper, no? Hindi. For me, I think, nung umpisa pa lang naman eh. Kasi, I've experienced, like, isang heartbreak. And then I've tried dating in my whole phase. And then nung nag-decide na ako na I really want to get back into a relationship, I don't want to waste my time. And if I'm going to pursue Yani, at the very beginning pa lang, na if magko-confess ako sa kanya, magsasabi ako na may feelings ako sa kanya, like, wala na akong re-reply ang ibang babae, wala na ako, may message, wala na ako i-date, wala na lahat. And of course, in terms of marriage, we kind of talked about it then and there. But parang, ano na siya, hindi na siya bagay na pinag-iisipan. Parang gano'n, given na siya. Na, umamin na ako sa'yo, like, dito na papunta yun. And then, funny kasi kay Yani, again, siya yung mga tipong, siya yung nagsasabi na, pakasalan mo na ako, like, eto yung mga gusto kong supplier ng wedding. Kaya nga sobrang dali ngayon ng wedding planning namin. Kasi meron na siya Meron na siya ng mga suppliers niya. May Excel na siya nung nagsabi yes.
Ganito, nung bumisita sila sa bahay ko, tapos nakita niya yan, sabi niya, gusto ko rin ng ganito, Alex, soft life po. Magtrabaho ka na mabuti para ako din makakapag soft life katulad ni Joyce. Para ako, andyan si Alec right there. And you're like, give me the soft life, I will give you babies. I need a house and some money.
Yes. Alam mo, sobrang
so
funny. Kasi kagabi, she was walking up the stairs. Sabi ko, can you just slow down? And I just want to take this moment. Like, grabe, ito yung sinasabi natin na we're living the soft life. Kasi sabi ko sa kanya na, mayroon kaming seminar. Dati kasama ko siya mag-seminar. Tapos nag-speak din siya. Coach Yani nga siya. Pero ngayon, 3 past seminars ko, hindi na siya sumasama. Sabi ko, like, I'm so proud of us. Like, stay at home wife ka na. Like, we made it. Like, that was the goal. We made it happen. Joyce would be so proud.
I know. I'm so proud. Living
in
the
soft
South
life.
life. Yeah, in the South. First of all, I called it that Yani and Alex should be dating.
Yeah.
I called it, and now the soft life, called it.
The truest influencer of our life.
Ay, nako. No, but I think it's so beautiful. We were talking about this kanina off cam, how we got to see really the transition of our lives, right? From being single, you starting out your podcast, to me now having a family, you guys being married and starting your own life together. What would be your advice then for young Alec? Like or even just for other single men out there who maybe want this kind of life too. Maybe not exactly this kind of life, but they want to settle down with someone that they love. They want to pursue a career or a business that they're really proud of. What would be your advice to them if they're currently struggling and in that crossroads of life where they feel lost or discouraged or really unsure of who they are and what they want to do?
I think the number one piece of advice I would give is make a decision. Like, yes, you can ponder about it, you can read about it, but your life will only change if you make a decision. And once you do, like, burn the bridges. Na parang if you're saying that you want this life, this particular life, however you want to define it. If you say you want this girl and you want to pursue her, you want to create this life for the people around you, once you make that decision, like, no turning back, no plan Bs. Kasi for me, that's I think that has been the story of my life as well. Na wag na natin pahirapan yung sarili natin sa confusion, sa uncertainty. Ang dami ng uncertain sa mundo, pero yung yung decision na kung anong buhay yung gusto natin. Let's decide on it and let's work on it and let's make it happen. So,
I love that. Have a proclivity for action.
Mm.
I think that's the current state of people. We're constantly pondering. You know, I'm gonna ruminate on this as much as I can, which to a certain extent is a good thing, to constantly think about your decision before making them. But that's what's lacking in that courage, really.
Yeah.
To have a proclivity for action, to go, okay, I've thought about this well enough. I'm gonna stop second guessing myself. I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you've been doing.
Yes, with the business and with the proposal with Yani. Like nung nag-propose ako sa kanya, she wasn't expecting it. And for me,
Talaga ba? Wait,
Di
I
niya
need to
talaga.
know. Wala talaga. Kung
Wala.
maganda yung nails.
pangit yung nails. Kaya, I
Okay,
know.
alam natin na hindi niya talaga alam. Because her nails are always on point. So if it were pangit, then talagang wala. Akala niya magra-rides lang talaga siya sa
So,
Disneyland.
sabi niya, pupunta kaming Japan, nagpalagay siya ng matcha nails. Matcha nails. And isa lang ang request niya, kapag magpo-propose ka, siguraduhin mo maganda yung nails ko.
Oh my goodness.
Yun lang yung request niya. So, nung nagpunta kami sa Japan with matcha nails, sabi ko, wala siyang ka-idea dito mangyayari.
I'm sorry, but you're getting a ring, okay?
Okay, so quick kwento lang din doon na again, God's will. I do believe it's God's will. Dahil so naglalakad kami dun sa isang street, tas parang may pancake shop doon. So kumain kami pero may pila. So sabi namin, sige, masarap daw to, sabi sa TikTok, let's wait. After 1 minute of waiting, bumukas yung pintuan dito sa may gilid. Pagkabukas, may lumabas na babae, tapos nag-thank you. Sabi ko, ano meron? Nail shop. Like, nails pa. And it was sobrang hidden. Walang poster, walang anything. Nail. Tapos pag sabi ko, oy, Jose, di ba sa Korea nagpaayos ka ng nails? Try mo naman dito sa Japan.
Oh.
Tapos sabi niya, ay sige, check ko. Tapos pagka-check sa calendar, fully booked. Tapos parang sabi ko na may isang slot pa na parang overtime niya na parang sabi ko, please, can you make it happen? Language barrier, di rin kayo magkaintindihan. So, siguro siya nahirapan na lang na parang, okay, let's do it. Sinischedule niya on the spot. And at that time, may language barrier. So, hindi siya makapili ng nails. Usually, si Yani, daming pinipiling nails. Nakaturo siya, tapos, yun lang yung gagawin niya. And the nails, after niya matapos, ang sabi ni Yani na, shucks, ang ganda nitong nails na to, sayang. Na parang parang nagbiro na siya. Sana pang proposal tong nails na to. Nasabi niya ng gano'n.
Wow naman.
Ganon kaganda. Tapos parang ako natawa lang ako. So, that was a perfect day. And then the next day, when I popped the question, sabi niya sa akin, buti na lang maayos yung nails ko. Umiiyak siya,
Hindi
buti na
green.
lang. Hindi matcha nails to. Sabi niya. Parang ako na, hindi. Pero again, going back to our topic about the decision, even during those days, like, I have this pondering phase na pwede naman sa Pilipinas na lang. Pwede naman next week na lang. Even if I planned it, even if alam na ng mga kasama ko sa trip, I'm still in this thinking mode. But parang sabi ko, 1 taon na akong nasa thinking mode.
How long did you have the ring for before you popped the question?
Mga 1 month, ganun.
Mabilis lang din.
Mabilis lang naman. Pero it was yung kumbaga matagal na ako nanghingi ng permission na so pinag-iisipan ko na talaga siya. Parang sabi ko na walang magbabago eh. Like, I don't know if like kung papayag ba o mag-GG ba o hindi or gawin namin sa iba kasi baka gusto niya pala private lang or gusto niya pala alam mo yun? Or baka hindi rin pala siya sure sa akin. Biglang may mga ganong thoughts na pumapasok eh. Even though walang reason. Like, I do believe that it's really dangerous for you to like ponder on things too long. Like, if you have enough data, and kahit mga 70% ready ka na, like, go for it. Then the 30% will figure it out.
Alam mo ba yung 5-second rule ni Mel Robbins? It's exactly that. It's count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just do it. Like, have a proclivity for action. So, the whole concept of the entire book is just before you can argue yourself out of a situation.
You will.
Which you will, right? Like, before you logic your way out of a decision, before you second guess yourself before you think of all the different things that you could have done better, that could be more perfect,
Yes.
just do it. Like, just have that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And I've applied that in my life in the sense of sharing the gospel, getting out of bed, doing the right thing, even the backwards of breathing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before I say anything that I don't want to say, before I text anything out of a whim of my, irate or anger. And I think it's what we're talking about here. It's
Yeah.
really that. Like,
Yeah.
napag-isipan mo na yun eh.
Yes. And tumagal pa nga nung nandun na kami sa Disneyland. Pagpasok pa lang, syempre, ni-scout ko na yung area. Tapos parang, picture, okay, is this the perfect shot?
May
No,
kasama
hanap
kayong
ka.
iba?
May mga kasama kami. Kasama ko siya na sinama rin namin
Did you
sa...
shoot it?
So nagvo-vlog na siya like the whole trip para hindi halata na vlogging for that. And then may isang spot, nagpicture kami na parang okay na ba to? And then sabi ko hindi pa okay to. Ito hindi pa. Tapos parang yun mga nakatatlong lipat kami. Tapos sabi ko, shucks, hindi ko makukuha yung perfect na perfect. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the moment perfect regardless. And then final stop, like okay, I'm gonna ask this question. And when I did, surprisingly, what happened was yung fireworks pala dun sa Disneyland na yun, na-move earlier. So they had to evacuate everyone.
Kaya pala walang tao doon.
Kaya walang tao sa shot. Hindi siya AI or anything.
Wow.
Na parang pagkaluhod ko, biglang pinaalis yung mga tao. Nagkakaroon kaming moment, so hindi kami pinakailaman. Hinayaan lang kami ng mga tao doon sa Disneyland na, sige, gawin nyo na yan. Tapos pagka nag-propose kami, may mga pumalakpak, pero pinaalis din sila. Tapos, yakap-yakap, moments. Pagkatingin ko, wala nang tao.
That's amazing. That's crazy.
It is. So it's not, parang, of course, iba-iba naman yan. For me, happy lang ako na parang sabi ko, okay Lord, hanggang sa dulo, hindi mo ako pinabayaan. Like, sobrang magical ng moment na yun. Yeah.
Well, the Bible talks about the numbers of our hair being counted, numbered. So, meaning God is mindful even of the most minute details of our lives. When you're a child of God, God is mindful of those small details. And I truly believe that. Like, as small as ako, pag naghahanap ako ng parking, dahil ang parking palagi dun sa mall malapit sa amin, laging puno. When I enter, meron kaagad parking because I'm always praying like, Lord, I need parking. And I'm not saying that every prayer that you will ever utter, God will answer favorably.
Yeah.
But when He does answer favorably, you're just so grateful. Kasi alam mong, grabe, it cannot just be happenstance.
Totoo.
This is divine provision. And that's so beautiful. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wait, so what did you tell her when you were asking the question? Just like, will you marry me? Did you have a spiel?
I had a spiel, but
Hindi mo na nasabi?
gusto ko ngayon malaman din kwento, kaya gusto ko makavisit sa inyo, kwento ko si Juancho. Magtanong-tanong din ako. Kasi for me, like I had this whole speech prepared, and then when I was saying it, like hindi ko alam kung tama yung arrangement ng mga Ako kaya ko namang mag-adlib and all, but for some reason, I was just speaking my heart out. Happy ako na record ko, but it was not the speech that I prepared. Kasi when I was about to do it, ito pa yung pinaka-funny part. Sabi ko lang na parang, Jos, I've been waiting to tell you this for a very long time. Tas ang sabi niya sa akin, it's like, no. So for me, like, oh my gosh, this is the worst time to say no. Is it a no, wag ko itutuloy? Or is it like no in disbelief? Like, this is the worst time to give me the mixed signals. Tas parang ako, no? Sabi niya, no. Sabi ko na, no. So parang sabi ko na, and then I did my speech, and then sabi ko, lumuhod ako, sabi ko, RM Francesca Moya, will you marry me? Yes! Sabi niya, it's parang ako, bakit ka nag-no kanina? Kinabahan ako.
Ano ba yun?
Kaya to, pero ang kinuwento niya sa akin, parang no, na parang, we.
Oh, this can't be happening, really?
Totoo ba?
Parang
You're gonna do it here? Kasi wala siyang ka-idea eh. So, yeah.
That is literally one of the best proposal stories I've ever heard. Props.
Thanks.
parang hindi masyado to you, no?
Yes, hindi talaga.
Parang
Trust.
inarrange talaga siya ng Panginoon to happen
Yes.
so perfectly. I'm so happy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ang dami nangyari. Business, life.
Yeah.
Are you excited for married life? What are you
Super.
most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to making time, na just spending time with her and seeing life as a married couple. Kasi even though like we love each other a lot today, pag kasal na, and alam mo yun, parang wala na eh. Parang yun yung pag nag-move out ka ng bahay, pag after mo ng college, tapos you're on your own.
Yeah.
I feel like pag kasal ka na, you guys, ibang parang kayo na yan. Wala nang atrasan din yan. Parang, even ngayon, wala namang balak or anything. Pero ibang feeling na gano'n. So, I wanna see that lens. I'm really excited to spend time with her kasi parang right now, I'm working so hard to give her the best wedding. And I'm just excited to spend the next months na just appreciating her and loving her. So, yeah. And also building a family. Like, we've talked about it naman na exciting. We have a house. We have such a beautiful house, and we're so excited to create memories, like build Christmas trees and all of that. So, yeah, really exciting stuff.
I'm very proud of you guys. I mean, it's such a blessing to see you both grow personally and in your relationship, in your businesses. And I think it's really that love that you have for God, for each other, for the thing that you're doing, your passions, your businesses, and everything else. That's fueling everything that you're doing in your life. And it's just so beautiful to see two people who have an amazing vision together come to life. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want for our friends, right?
Yeah.
To find good love, and not just good love, but a life partner who they can really journey with and have great adventures with. So congrats!
Thank you. Thank
Mark.
you so much.
Kailangan natin dito si Yani sa next episode.
Oo nga. Siya naman. POV niya naman ang ipakwento mo.
Kaya nga eh. But I appreciate it. Thank you for being on the podcast and sharing everything that you've been learning. I feel like just hearing your stories gave me so much encouragement and inspiration. And I feel like it's also a call to action to a lot of young men out there.
Yeah.
To have that proclivity for action, to know what you want, to pursue it, to know who you want, to pursue it, and to prioritize the things that actually matter in life, which is your relationship with God, your most intimate relationships next, your career, and how you add value to other people's lives. So thanks, Alec.
Thank you so much. And I agree. Siguro if you watch the other podcasts namin ni Joyce, we like to talk about very intellectual and philosophical stuff. Pero I think etong episode na to is the first time na kinwento ko yung mga not so much of like it's really the decision, like living proactively and deciding for my life, and a lot of exciting stuff ahead. And I'm so happy that I see this as life checkpoint for me. Every time I hop on the show, like I get to also look back and see how much I've grown. So thank you so much for again doing the amazing work. Like your podcast is still the best podcast there is. And I'm just happy to be a guest. And I would always say yes to invitations. Lalo na malapit na kami. Malapit na lang kami. Dito na lang kami. So,
Kailangan na ulit, welcome to the South Soft Life. You're welcome.
yes, thank
And
you so
you're very
much.
much welcome. No, but thank you. If you guys love this episode, I mean, you better ask Alec to guest me on his podcast, because
Yes.
he hasn't asked me to be on his podcast yet. So we'll
Akala
see.
ko hindi na nagpa-podcast, nag-guesting eh. Tapos nakita ko nag-guest dun sa isang kay Ken eh. Nakita ko nga eh.
Oh.
Tapos sabi ko, ay, sige, mag-guest
Hindi
ka na.
ginamitan ako ng gym body card ni Ken eh. Kasi
Hindi, yung isa din. Nakita ko yung kay Gian. Nag-guest ka din.
yes.
Sabi ko, uy, nag-guest si Joyce.
Okay, I love Gian. Okay. Can I just say that I only guessed. Okay, hindi ko naman sinasabing hindi ko love yung mga taong nanonoan ko. Minsan talaga busy lang. But I always make an effort for people that I love. So I will make an effort if you invite me on the podcast. I will shout out Gian kasi si Gian, nag-guest siya for my thesis. And
okay.
nag-best in thesis ako. So, sabi ko, Gian, pupunta ako ng QC dahil nag-best in thesis ako dahil part ka ng grupo na yon. Let's go. But yes, okay, that's it. That's it for this episode. Bye!
Bye!